Good afternoon, podcast listeners. This is your boy Marcus Norman coming to you live from Gentleman Style Podcast, your host of the number one podcast in America, coming to you live and direct. As you know, the topic we're talking about is business. Yes, business. Everyone's favorite topic. Everyone's topic of choice right now, considering that we are going through a pandemic right now. But now more than ever, people are considering the option of starting their own business, especially taking this time for self-reflection, personal development, and just looking into different ideas and concepts and ways to generate revenue outside of the traditional 9 to 5 home. And I just want to give you some topics, some things to think about that can give you a great head start and put you farther ahead about your competition, further ahead than your competition ever thought about. And so we're going to just jump right into it and talk about it. The first thing I want to leave you and give you is some insight. Separate bank accounts. Yes, absolutely. I can't tell you how many business owners get this wrong. Is commingling funds. They always start off with putting all their money into one account: business, personal, the side hustle, the boo account, the gifts account, all wrapped up into one. That does not work. You're going to have a very difficult time tracking your expenses and know what you're actually losing money on, or if you're even making money. A lot of entrepreneurs oftentimes mix and have their accounts all commingled, and their profits and their losses all mixed into one account. There's only one account operating the entire function of the business. That is not a real business. Your PayPal account, your Cash App account is not a business account, right? In order to build that business profile and make that mark and really get a firm foundation, you have to start off correctly. And starting off correctly is one of the key things to business success. When you start off strong and you build that firm foundation in your business by practicing the habits of major businesses, then you're that much further ahead and ready to take on what business troubles tend to generate. For example, if you have your personal account and your business account separate, you have a better understanding of what you're taking home. And the money in the business account, if you put all the profits from the business in the business account, and then you subtract all your expenses from the business account, if there's any money left over, that's your profit. And that gives you a snapshot as to say, hey, you know, I'm making an actual profit. Or if you find yourself in a unique situation where you put in all your profits from all your sales and all the merchandise or the products that you may be selling, and you subtract all the expenses of managing that business, and if you don't have enough in that account, then what you're going to quickly realize is you're operating at a loss and you need to do something rather quickly. You can't do that if you're mixing up your W-2 job income with your business income and just mixing all the profits together. You don't get that quick of a snapshot or picture of how your business is doing. And so the first foremost, and that's why I want to leave with this, is have separate bank accounts. One for the business that's designated for the business and only for the business, and one that's dedicated for the personal. Again, if you fall short and the business doesn't have enough profits to have enough money to cover its overall expenses, then you may have to subsidize and put money in from the personal to the business. But that subsidizing of the business gives you a great starting point and gives you a good idea of where you're falling at. Maybe you need to adjust prices. Maybe you're offering your product too cheap. Maybe your operating costs and overhead is way too high. How can you cut costs? You can get a glimpse of that if your accounts are separate. So start off strong, and I want you to succeed. I want you to do well in this economy. So let's start with there. Next, you have to incorporate correctly. There are different flavors of business, right? There's sole proprietorship, there's LLCs, there's nonprofits like your local churches, there's S Corps, C Corps, and many different flavors of entrepreneurship and starting your own type of flavor. And the best place to start is not with your lawyer. A lot of people get that incorrect. A lot of people guess that, and you're wrong. It's not your lawyer. A lot of people go to their lawyer and say, I want to start my own business. Your lawyer is going to direct you to start the most profitable thing for him. So if he can charge you more to start a C corporation when you don't actually need a C corporation for your business, that doesn't help you, and it only serves one person. The best place to start and the best opportunity to start in is with an accountant. So schedule that free consultation with a local accountant in your area, in your demographic, in your area, and schedule an appointment and say, listen, Mr. and Mrs. Such and Such, I'm interested in starting a insert company name here. And this is how the company is functioned. This is my plan for it. This is where we're going to be located. This is how we're going to generate revenue and such and such and such. And they'll have some amplifying questions for you. But based off of the data you give them on how you're going to be operating your business, how many employees you're going to have, vehicles, location, expenses, an accountant can strategically tell you what is the best way to incorporate your business, whether it be a corporation, an S corporation, C corporation, LLC, or remaining self-employed with a doing a business as title. An accountant can tell you from a financial standpoint where you stand to make the best money. And so you want to start there. If you're interested or thinking about considering a business, make an appointment and schedule that free consultation with a local CPA to sit down with them and pick their brain and share your ideas and let them direct you on what is the best way and explain what is the best way for you to incorporate your business and protect your assets, right? When you go into business, depending on the type of business you have, you may have merchandise, you may have a particular product that you need to protect, or you may have a storefront, or you may have actual machinery and equipment that you need to protect from lawsuits and liabilities from customers, right? So that CPA is the best place to start. It's not a final destination, but it's a good place to start to get idea from a tax perspective and a financial perspective of how to incorporate your business. The lawyer, then you can schedule on as you grow, you can schedule that appointment with a lawyer to figure out what are your liabilities and risks and how do you protect your company from those said lawsuits. But you want to start with a CPA to get the money right, because without the money, you have no money to pay the lawyer. Next, I'm gonna be blunt. Starting your own business is not easy. It never will be. And the act and the grind and the hustle of starting that business from the ground up is not going to be easy, but I can tell you this, it is worth it. It is absolutely 100% worth it to start your own business, but it's not going to be easy because most things in life aren't, but they're absolutely worth it at the end. That's why it takes 9 months to have a child, right? So the getting to that point, any mother will tell you, getting to that point of the pain and the sickness and the morning sickness and the long nights and the sleepless nights, it seems intolerable at times. But at the end result, when you have this beautiful baby in your arms that's looking at you and depending on you and with these loving eyes, it's so worth it. And so think of your business as that child that it just needs. It's time to manifest into something great, and you have to give it time, but it's not going to be easy. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. If you want to go to those motivational speakers and let them lie to you, be my guest. I don't encourage it. It will not be easy, but it is definitely worth it. I'd rather take a risk on myself than work for a company, work for an employer for 30 years and never know what I was capable of. You are much more worth it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to take a risk on yourself, because your employer doesn't care about you, and he never will. He's thinking about his bottom line. You need to think about yours. The next thing is talk is cheap, right? Talk is cheap. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. I'm not going to, befriend anybody. This is, I want you to succeed. So I have to give you the honest to God truth. Talk is cheap. So don't sit there and talk about it and sit there, I need to do research. I need to study up some more. Research is great, but don't get in this analysis paralysis mindset where you're just constantly studying, because what you'll find in business is always changing. Right? This is an election year. Business is always changing. Once we decide on a new president, business will change. Now, whether it be for the good or bad, we don't know. But business is always changing. So you'll never have enough knowledge. You'll never have a satisfaction of saying, oh, I got enough, now I can start my business. No. Get what you need, get a good understanding, jump off the cliff, and build that plane on the way down. That is one of the strongest ways I feel that you're going to get started. Now, in that time, as you open your doors and you establish a business and you've incorporated, you got the separate accounts, those are great starts. Now, it doesn't hurt to get a mentor, right? That can help guide you and steer you and keep you on the right path. Someone in your profession or field or area of expertise that you, or someone that you just admire and you want to be like them, right? They've already walked the path out. And so getting a mentor, getting someone that is stable in the industry that you want to grow in is a surefire way to help business success. There are many businesses that bring on these mentors as counselors and guides, right? And they pay them a stipend to just, hey, I need access to you at certain times. Can I pay you for your time to provide me business insight at certain points in my business building? And they actually pay them for time. Now, initially, you may not have it, and you can always start with some coffee, invite them out to dinner, invite them out to your home. But you can also bring on a mentor on a counseling basis and say, listen, I want to bring you on board my company. I'll give you so many shares of the profits each month, or I'll bring you on as in a consulting basis, and I'll pay you for your time and everything. But I need access to you because you have some inside knowledge that I need from time to time, and I want to be able to get that from you, but also take care of you at the same time. Many businesses do that all the time. So talk is cheap. Get to action. Put in the work. 1 to every 60 people get the business done. So what that means is 1 out of every 60 people actually do what they say. So if you and 60 people are in a lineup, only 1 of you is actually going to follow through what you said. Beat the statistic. Beat the odds. Do better. The next idea is ideas are free and must yield results. A lot of us are running around this world with a ton of different ideas. Ideas don't cost anything. Actions do, and your actions and your ideas must yield results. When you get to the point where you're deciding on whether to incorporate, you want to go public and put your company on the stock market, you want to go on Shark Tank and offer shares of your company, your idea has to be producing. Right? Everybody is full of great ideas. Everyone has great ideas, but not everyone is profiting from those ideas. And that's where you have to set yourself apart. That's where you have to be different. That's where you have to be better than your competition. Be better than the person next to you who has a ton of great ideas. But the difference between you and them is your ideas actually are producing and they're yielding a profit. Next, be ready to make sacrifices. Sacrifices hurt. I know it. You know it. We all know it. Sacrifices hurt. And they are uncomfortable at times because it puts us in position and places that we don't often like to be in. Some of us avoid them consistently. Avoid making sacrifices because we can't look ourselves in the mirror. This is going to hurt. But those sacrifices are necessary in order for your business to succeed, right? I will forego a vacation this year if it means I can put that revenue into my business and grow my business so that one day I can travel the world whenever, however I want to do it. But I have to forego that right now. I don't live that YOLO lifestyle. That's immature, right? I don't live for now. I'm planning for tomorrow. So we have to build ourselves up to the point where we realize that, hey, I'm not living for today. I'm living for tomorrow. And in order for a better tomorrow for me and my family, I have to put myself in position tomorrow. So what can I do today? Instead of thinking, I need to get all these things done off my bucket list today, I need to be thinking, what do I need to do to put me in a better position tomorrow? And that requires sacrifice. On an earlier podcast, I mentioned to you dipping into your 401k. Empty that sucker out, right? I'm not playing. I am dead serious, and I wouldn't give any advice to you that I have not done myself, right? A lot of people in this economic time have lost money in the stock market. There are many people. There's a gentleman that I know personally. He's lost $40,000 in the stock market, and now he's realized that he was planning on retiring in 4 years. He can no longer do that. So that being said, why not use that money for something else? It's not doing any good. It's not doing anything but going down in the stock market. And yeah, it could potentially come back up. But in the span of time, if you look at the history of stocks of the stock market, in the span of time it's going to take for him to recoup that $40,000, it's a number of years are going to pass by. But it only took a month for him to lose that amount of money. So I encourage some of you to take a good hard look at your portfolio. Look at that money you have in your 401k and drain that thing and use it and buy something that is actually cash flowing for you today. All right? And that's the honest to God truth. That's how I feel. This is what I do. This is how I feel. Next, we're going to talk about every part of your business is replaceable. From the employees, from the staff, from the equipment, from the pens and pencils, everything is replaceable. You need to be working to put yourself out of your company. You don't want to be a slave to your business, but you want to have systems and things in place to protect your business and to make sure that your business is running effectively. That being said, there is no part of your business that isn't replaceable, and you have to put yourself in the position. A lot of people start companies and they start companies with family. That's encourageable. I am a legacy builder. I believe in legacy building, but I also believe if you're not doing your job, I will fire you. You need to have that mindset. You need to go in with that mindset from the gate, knowing that in order for this to succeed, again, sacrifices have to be made. And sometimes the sacrifice is that employee. If I'm running an ice cream shop and I can't produce ice cream, or I am waiting on a truckload of ice cream to be delivered, and the delivery truck driver, I consistently have a problem of getting my deliveries on time, which means I can't sell ice cream, then I need to fire that delivery driver. I need to fire that supplier and find a new vendor, right? Every part of your business is replaceable. So one of the things I do in business is I'm constantly looking for new avenues and new things and new ideas and new concepts to implant in my business so that I can now make my business more efficient, more cost effective, and more time sensitive, right? So I can continue to deliver a satisfactory product. The last thing is don't be an employee in your business, right? This is the final key. We're all gonna start off somewhere, and I think it's something advantageous of someone to actually be in their business in the ground up, because it means that you know every facet of your company because you started there. And as you work up and as you build up and as you hire and as you fire and as you grow, there will be nothing in your company that you aren't aware of or how it functions because you started a strong foundation. But we don't want to stay there. Many of us become slaves to our own company, and where the worst place you could be is is you have to remember your why. And the worst place you can be is starting a business and then something happens to you, and now, because something's happened to you or in your life, the business stops operating. And so you have to keep that in mind that yes, I may start in my business today, but I might not be in my business tomorrow. So I need to start planting and putting people in place to replace me so I can focus on other more powerful things and things that are better in my skill set. Hire out. Fire is needed, but hire people that are smarter and are more skilled than you, and put those people, put that wise counsel around you so that your business is always growing whether you're there or not. And that's key. That is 100% key. I know too many people that refuse to hire anybody because they want to be Scrooge McDuck and they want to hoard all the money to themselves. That's not going to fly. It's not going to last forever. We're getting older every single day. The things I did when I was 18, I can no longer do today. So you want to make sure that you're always preparing for removing yourself outside of your company. And with that being said, gentlemen, I want you all to take what I hope this helps you. I hope this is productive. Please smash the like button, support my page, give me a rating, and leave comments. I reply to all of them myself. And so remember, gentlemen, take care of your families, take care of your homes, and take care of business. This is Marcus Norman, Gentleman Style Podcast, signing off. Love you. Bye.